Welcome back to another segment on instructional design conversations here at Royal Roads University. Today, our topic of discussion is formative and summative evaluation. I'd like to start off by just clarifying that there is a difference between formative and summative assessment and formative and summative evaluation. Formative and summative assessment is aimed at measuring success of the learning objectives. Formative and summative evaluation is looking at the success of the learning materials. So they are very, very different. Today we're focusing in on formative and summative evaluation. So often what happens is, in our context here, students would see a mid-course survey where they would give feedback, and also an end-of-course evaluation as well. So the question is, why is it important to complete summative and formative evaluation? I'll start off. I think that receiving the formative evaluation at the mid-course is extremely valuable. Students have an opportunity to identify components of the course that they are having issues with, and also identifying things that are working really well for them. And then the instructor has an opportunity to address any of those concerns that are raised.
Mm-hmm. And it also lets the students perhaps or hopefully express any gaps, they're not getting or they're feeling lost in this particular area. And is it because they feel the need for more support from the instructor or facilitator, or is it because they don't feel the materials are getting them to where they need to be to feel comfortable tackling the next assignment?
Excuse me. I think there are different thresholds that are relevant here as well. Something maybe has to be more of a problem for a student to take the initiative and comment about it than to respond to a question where you ask, is this working okay? So I think that you can get to issues that maybe wouldn't surface until you ask for them in the summative assessment evaluation at the end. You can get to them in ways that they wouldn't otherwise crop up, so I think that's good. The other thing I'd mention quickly is I think it's a good example of instructor presence, so long as the instructor responds to what comes out of those evaluations. If they do, students will really appreciate the fact that they're being listened to. If they go through the process of submitting those evaluations and everything carries on as it was, it's actually got a negative effect. It's not neutral, and I think it sets things back.
Absolutely. That's very important, that there is, I think, a connection there, that they had an opportunity to share what wasn't working, and then there needs to be a closing of the loop. Someone needs to address it and definitely recognize it.
And the summative evaluation, it's really important from my perspective. As an instructional designer, it gives me an idea of what worked in the course, what didn't work in the course, and what potentially might need to change for the next iteration. It's the the final piece of the puzzle that informs us for for moving forward.
Absolutely.
I think also designing that summative evaluation so that the instructor and the course components are clearly separate, because as an instructional designer, if you're going to engage with those with an instructor, what you don't want to do is to be in an adversarial situation where the instructor is defending themselves about how long it took to sort of return assignments and so forth. That's not what it's about. So careful design of that evaluation so that you can take a component out that is very clearly separate from instructor performance and is about the course materials, means that you can go into an even-handed, objective discussion of those results. But if you're not careful, if you intersperse comments, or if you put things in there that could be sort of deemed as threatening to the instructor, you'll compromise the efficiency of that data. So.
That's a very important point. Thank you for raising that. Absolutely. So separating the instructor evaluation from the course evaluation is very, very important, I think, distinction. So thank you for raising that. Anyone have any final words for us? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.